Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Starfield. The topic for today is Vitinium fuel rods. This is going to be the last XP crafting video that I make because I think this is the most expensive you have. You have also the guide on the rotisite magnet, and you people know how to do the adaptive frames. I don't think we need to continuously do this. However, some people asked me to do this as well, so there you have it. What is the Vitinium fuel rod? The Vitinium fuel rod is the highest tier 4 unique component in the game that you could craft. And the reason why people ask me to do this, it's because one of them gives you 11 XP. 10 XP if you don't have the sleep buff. 11 XP with the sleep buff, 12 XP if you have other buffs. This is by far the highest one you get. However, it is not as easy as it looks at first glance to create. Let's just go through why exactly you want to do this. Have a look at this. You get 1089 XP for each craft. That is the highest amount you can get by crafting. This is by far the highest XP you get from crafting. However, I know already some people are gonna say adaptive frames is the best way to go, so you do you, brothers, whatever you prefer when you play the game. I have no issues whatsoever if you want to sit there and craft adaptive frames semi-FK. It's absolutely fine. But without further ado, let me just quickly pull a list of skills that you need, because I feel like hello tab I feel like I need to show you the skills first, because this is quite the essential part. First of all, scanning. In the science skill tree, you will need this rank 4 to be able to see all of the available materials of a planet. Tier 4 components, rarities and whatnots, your indicites and your roticites and your whatever plutonium are behind rank 3 and rank 4. So I highly suggest you get rank 4, otherwise indicite is not going to show on the map for you. Rank 4, non-negotiable. Also, special projects. You will need to learn everything up to rank 4. So you're going to be able to craft unique components such as the rotisite magnet and the Vitinium fuel rod, which we are doing here. Otherwise, it's a no-no. And then you could go in the tech tree and get payloads, which is going to increase your cargo holds at rank 4 by 50%, which is absolutely phenomenal. Simply because my ship has 162,000. Now, this is not the ship I'm using. This is only the ugly cargo ship I'm using to chuck in all the inventory in the hundreds of thousands. And then I'll just switch to my frontier. I have my nice Scorpion, which is my battleship. I use it all the time. Once I make this my home ship, what it's going to do is going to transfer all the cargo. Even though this one technically only has 5k, it's going to be able to hold all 150,000 or 160,000 cargo, which I have, because that's Todd for you. He made it this way, so we're just going to take advantage of it. But it's not a necessary step. I want to quickly show you my list, and this is probably going to make it a lot easier to understand what exactly I'm talking about. So here's the breakdown. The Vitinium fuel rod, for one piece, you will need 1 plutonium and 2 Vitiniums as raw materials. Then you will need 1 indicite wafer, here in red, and 1 nuclear fuel rods, and these are your 4 items, so to speak. However, you will see that indicite wafer has semi-metal wafer under, and semi-metal wafer also has a 0-wire subcomponent. Why? Because you need semi-metal wafer to create the andesite wafer, but to create the semi-metal wafer you also need 0-wire. The way you will go for andesite wafer, you'll first gather your copper and your silver and you create 0 wires. Then you'll get your golden antimony and you'll make semi-metal wafers. And then with andesite, solvent and calcium, you will get your andesite wafers. And the same goes for nuclear fuel rod. You'll do your 0 wires and your semi-metal wafer. Hopefully you have done twice of those, because you'll have to make it here as well. And with your semi-metal wafer and your solvent, which already you've done for the andesite wafer, you will only need uranium and you'll have your nuclear fuel rod. So that's pretty easy. Let's just go through solvent and what you need to do solvent, and then we're going to be back to the list, and I'm going to show you where. I'm going to give you a list with all the components, where I'm getting them from, and I'm going to show you on the map. What you need first, it's a skill called botany. And again, I'm not gonna go into detail. I'll put a link to how to make solvent because I have a video already. So you will check the link in the description and check that out. But what you need is botany. Level 1, that is it. This is gonna allow you to get more information from plants, and it's gonna allow you to cultivate those plants. And once you can cultivate those plants, the generic idea is that you're gonna put a greenhouse down, you're gonna come to the console, tell them to do solvent, and you're gonna craft solvent just the same way you craft any other material. Let's just quickly show you where I get the materials. So I made this a resource location for ease of use. I have Altair 1 in the Altair system, and I'm going to show them to you. I have plutonium, uranium, and silver. Then in the XL2 planet in the XL system, I have antimony, gold, and copper. Ruthenium, andesite, and caesium. I couldn't find all three of them in the same place. I found caesium with uranium or plutonium sometimes or others, but I didn't find caesium with neither ruthenium nor andesite. Ruthenium is only on Decaron 7b in the Decaron system. Andesite is only in the Catidid 3 planet in the Catidid system. And the caesium, I took the one in Carinae 5b in the Carinae system, simply because I have an outpost in Carinae 3a with my roticide, and I decided to have a post nearby. But caesium, you can pretty much find it with uranium or plutonium or any other resources. But andesite and ruthenium, these are the only two places where I think you can find it. Let me know in the comments if there are other places where you find it, because I couldn't. And solvent, I decided to go with the Kodos moon in the Cheyenne system. It's where the Aquila city is. So I will show them to you on the map. The Cheyenne system, you see there's Aquila planet and there's Kodos, the moon. Here is where I have my solvent. The reason for that is because the plants have the solvent when you scan them. So then you will grow them and cultivate them and take the solvent from there. There are many other places where you can find them. This is just the one I've got from a gentleman that pointed that out in the comments. So thank you for that as well. Then I usually will go to Altair. This is the second place. And here on Altair 1 is where I get my plutonium. I get the plutonium. I get the uranium. And I also get the silver. Now I do have two different outposts because silver is 500 meters away from my plutonium and uranium. But for me it wasn't a problem, so I put an outpost down. It's walking distance one from another. Ixil, this is the big outpost that has a lot of materials that you can bind together. So all of the materials that you see here are gonna be in this outpost, in this small tiny bit right here. However, now when it comes to the andesite and ruthenium, so the Decaron, and specifically at the end of the system, the Decaron 7b is where I have my ruthenium. You will see all this bright yellow, this is all ruthenium, and technically you can get the uranium as well. But for the andesite, you'll have to go all the way down to Catidid, is the last system at level 75 south. Catidid 3, sorry I said Altidid for some reason, is where you'll have your andesite, and obviously the caesium, you can find it everywhere. If you want to know where I've got mine is in Carinae. It's all the way west, is in the Carinae system, specifically Carinae 5b, and this is where I have my caesium. Go and gather all these materials, then go to a lab, and you can start crafting. Once you're having the thousands of each, I'm talking 5,000, 7,000, you just come in here. I will usually go this way. Semi-metal wafer or zero wire. Start with the zero wire and get myself like huge quantities of it. Right? Whatever. And you also get the XP for it. Then I will go to the semi-metal wafers, and I'll just craft a bunch of these. And these ones you really need many, but you can tell you get a lot of XP as well. Then what I'll do, I'll go and do the nuclear fuel rods, a lot of them, so you can see the amount of XP you're getting. which is ridiculous. And then you'll go and craft yourself the andesite wafer as well. And have a look at this one. How much XP you get. I mean, I don't know what to tell you. It's amazing. Yeah. And then Vitinium fuel rods. And when you craft the Vitinium fuel rods, that's what you'll see. I'll level up already. Yeah. And this is how you get XP. Already got level 141, bloody hell. That's pretty much it. I don't want to go into it anymore. Because I think we've covered more than enough. Now you can craft those, or you can go hunt, or you can go nest, or whatever it is you want to do. You can now do it. I would love to move into something else, and you have a great day. Pace, fratelli, and I'll see you in the next video.